What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm diving into a topic that gets a lot of heat: saving yourself for marriage. People love to clown on it, call it outdated, call it unrealistic, but honestly, I think it's one of the smartest moves you can make in this day and age. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started.
I'm sort of an audio geek, sorry.
No, don't apologize. I love you for being that way. I love
This is going to be like a really hot take for a lot of people in our generation, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm waiting for marriage, and here's why. The first reason is because divorce rates are actually much lower when you wait for marriage and wait for your partner. The second reason is because I feel like when you save for marriage, you're saving a piece of yourself for them, and they're saving it for you, so it's a much special bond. And the last reason is definitely going to be that, like, if you can save yourself for your person, that's also like a side of discipline and love for them, even if you've never even met them yet.
This is such a special moment. So I just wanted to put it on camera. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just wanted a symbol of my promise to myself and to God that I'm gonna save myself for marriage. This is just such a beautiful thing to look down at every single day.
Are you a virgin?
Yes,
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
Why haven't you done the deed yet?
In my opinion, the key to a strong society is family. And so, in my view, choosing my future husband is like the most important decision I'll ever make. And I'm somebody that I know my heart, and I know that I fall really hard when I meet somebody. So I want to retain some level of objectivity when I'm selecting a future partner. And I know that if I had sex with them, I would be completely imprinted on them. And instead of being like, okay, is this person, do they have the qualities that I'm looking for in a husband? Or am I just making it work instead of like seeing red flags and leaving? I think that waiting until marriage forces you to see the person as they are and really build a strong foundation of communication and understanding of the person and accepting their flaws.
Totally cool question to ask, by the way. Yeah, I'm saving myself for marriage. I replied to that comment saying I'm saving myself for marriage, but a bunch of people under it like, cap, like, nice joke. Could you tell me who I lost my virginity to, please? Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm still a virgin. I'm still a Christian, so I don't know how that works. I know some people are gonna be like, well, it's probably the boy. He lives halfway across the country. And I'm waiting for marriage. Like, it's my choice. But I'm kind of honored that you guys think I'm not a virgin, because that probably means I could get some. Just saying. But yeah, no, I am. I actually haven't kissed anybody. I know. Crazy. I graduated high school before I kissed somebody. Nobody worth kissing. I was homeschooled, so like that's probably explains most of it. But have you met teenage boys? You? No, thank you. High school boys? They do be children. I want a man's.
So celibate since 2022, but one thing I never thought I would quit was master debating. And I had started that when I was like a child. It was just the spirit of perversion. Like, I got delivered from that demon, and that was a big stronghold. Like, I had 7 demons delivered out of me at once. And those things control your life. And now I feel so much freedom, so much peace. Like, that's all God. I never thought I would be able to quit. That was like the one thing I was holding on to. I was like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't have intercourse, so I'm just gonna do this. And it's like, no. You know, many are called, few are chosen. So God is all, everything, or I see nothing. Okay.
save yourself from marriage. I see so many young girls, they're broken. They have broken hearts and their minds are broken. And it's because they're giving themselves to boys, especially at a young age.
Who is this person who's trying to stop me from living my best life, trying to put all these rules on me, trying to withhold all these things from me? I wish I would have had a better understanding of who God was when I was a kid, because I probably would have had a better understanding who my parents were, and I would have respected them more, and I would have listened to them more, because now I can understand now that like they all have the same goal, and it's to protect us. And it's because they want the best for us. And Ephesians 6:1-3 says, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth."
I hope you guys can listen to us, and I hope we can encourage you to just save yourself. Stay pure. That's another thing I would tell my younger self. Save yourself. There's a reason why God.
I'm going to save myself for marriage. I remember waking up on my wedding day. It was before I saw any of my bridesmaids. I chose the words "worth the wait" to go on my wedding veil. I slept in a room alone. I had my door locked. I opened up my Bible. I'm spending time with the Lord. I'm worshiping. And I had this moment of just being so overwhelmed with emotion and just literally hitting my knees and thanking God and saying, thank you. Thank you for not letting me settle. Like, thank you for not answering all the prayers that I was begging you to answer. Thank you for the closed doors. Thank you for the not right nows. And thank you for this moment, because he was so worth the wait. Even as I was walking down the aisle to him, it was just this beautiful, our relationship with Jesus as we are the bride of Christ, and just becoming one with God and becoming one now with my husband. And again, it's not perfect. Were there moments where we had to figure things out? Absolutely. Were there moments where we had to have hard conversations? Absolutely. And we're in this for the long haul. And so it's like, we're just going to keep getting better and better and better and growing every single day in all aspects of our marriage, including our intimacy. It's so beautiful within the context of marriage because there is that freedom.
If you are saving yourself for marriage, the right man for you will absolutely look at you as a woman who is worth the wait. In today's dating world where sex is completely over glamorized and instant gratification is like the forefront of everything, like a woman who saves herself, her body, who values purity, her heart, her mind, inside, outside, she automatically and naturally stands out in this dating market. And the right man for you, a healthy masculine man, will make sure that you are cherished, you are made to be comfortable, safe, protected. He's not going to risk doing anything that would risk losing you. He's not going to pressure you. He's not going to make you feel uncomfortable. And any guy who ever even dares to do that, he's not for you. It's really, really simple. And so I want to encourage you that there are good men who exist who are praying for you, and to not ever give up. Don't give up in your hope of attracting and meeting a guy who looks at you and values you and honors your requests, because you are worth the wait, and the right guy is also worth the wait.
At the end of the day, saving yourself for marriage isn't about being old-fashioned. It's about setting a higher standard for yourself. It's about saying, I know my worth, and I'm not just giving that away until I know someone's in it for the long haul. And in today's hookup culture, that mindset is actually rebellious.
Here is why I'm saving myself for marriage and setting high standards. For me, it's about honoring who I am, flaws and all. I know I'm not perfect. I know I have flaws and there's always room for growth. But I believe in building a connection that goes beyond the physical. For me, that connection has to be Christ-centered, because I want a relationship that honors God first. And my standards are high, not because I think I'm better than anyone, but because I know my worth. I value family so much that I believe in committing to one person and one person only. I don't believe in hookup culture. I don't believe in talking stages, freaking sneaky links. No, we don't do that over here. And I have to make sure I'm marrying the right one, not only for me, but for my future kids. Like, I don't want my kids growing up in a separate parent household and going back and forth. No. I want someone I could grow old with that respects me, my values, and my vision for the future. It's about me being my true, authentic self and trusting in God's plan that He has someone out there for me, and whenever the time is right, it's right. I wouldn't be waiting for no reason at all, but if I have to wait forever, I will. Because until God Himself sits down on my bed, excuse me, that's my cat, until God Himself sits on my bed and be like, hey, I got a homeboy that wants to talk to you, then I'll consider maybe, dating or whatever.
Here's 3 reasons I'm saving myself for marriage. Okay, first one I have here is I don't want to be a source of baggage for him and his future wife if we crash and burn, and vice versa. Why would I bond to a man? Why would I allow him to bond with me if there's a huge possibility he could end up with another woman? Why would I do that to another woman? If it works out, great. If it doesn't, I want to leave him better than I found him. Okay, so the second one is there's so many ways to love a person, to adore them, to learn them outside of physical intimacy. To me, it feels really boring to just like skip to that part. What makes them laugh? Why are they passionate about life? How do they see life? How do they think? How do they converse with people? How do they argue with people? What are their quirks? How do they cope when life gets hard? There's so many ways to explore and adore people outside of the physical. Number 3, this one is huge. It means a lot to me to have a foundation of friendship. If I want to marry someone, I want to be 1000% sure that it's because I love them as a person, not because of how they make me feel. Like, I want to be able to belly laugh with my partner, to feel safe with them. When you embrace with a person that you have a foundation of friendship with, it's not about the butterflies or the chemistry. You feel warm and safe and seen. There's no pressure. Like, it's just good. I really believe that having that foundation is what makes a marriage last. I'm not dating to have a good time. I'm doing it because I want to find a marriage that lasts. And this is just my logic.
I get asked a lot, why do you wear a ring on your ring finger when you're not married? And the answer is because I am married. I'm married to Jesus. I am his bride. I am his wife. I'm in covenant with him before I'm in covenant with anybody else. Yes, I am 30. Yes, I am single. And yes, I'm rededicating my purity to the Lord. And it's a little bit uncomfortable to share on social media, but I feel like the Lord's putting it on my heart to share, so here I go. I was at a play with my son a little while back, and the Lord randomly spoke to me at this Christian play and said, Cheyenne, I know you want to marry this man. I know you want to be a wife. I know you want to be in covenant with him, but how do you expect yourself to honor and be in covenant with a not perfect man if you can't even uphold your covenant with me? And I was like, Lord, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't uphold my covenant with you? And the Lord spoke to me and said, you're my bride, you're my wife before anybody else is. And if you aren't honoring your covenant to me by saving yourself for marriage, how do you expect to honor a covenant to your husband? If you can't be faithful in the small things, how do you expect to be faithful in the big things? If you can't be a perfect bride to the Lord, and yes, we're not going to be perfect, but if you can't strive to be honoring the Lord in your covenant with him, like, how are we supposed to honor a non-perfect man? Could I get an amen? Because listen, God is so perfect and so good and so gracious and so forgiving and so loving. He's literally all of the perfect things. He's literally Prince Charming. That is another story in and of itself that I'll post. But he's literally Prince Charming. And so if you can't be a good, honorable wife to him, if you can't honor him when he's perfect, how do you expect yourself to honor a non-perfect man, an earthly man in covenant?
So I'm going to explain why I'm a 28-year-old woman who is saving herself for marriage, in other words, not having sex before marriage, and is not a virgin. I just want to preface this by saying that this is no judgment or knock on anybody who chooses to have sex before marriage. I made that decision before I made the decision to wait, so this is just my opinion, my story, my experience. To give some context, I had always wanted sex to be with somebody that I loved. I got very, very attached to men that I had been with, and I even lived with an ex-boyfriend for about 2 years. And if you don't already know, I've been sober for 1 year and 4 months. And when I was drinking, alcohol would really just elevate, making me do and say things that I would regret. Some of those things being sexual things. Just not things that I would say and do sober, you know? So when I got sober and really started getting closer to God, that was when I started to realize my value as a person. When I got sober, I also started getting a really, really close relationship with God. And that is when I realized my value and my worth as a human. And that I was no longer going to give my body to men who did not deserve it. And like I said, I'm somebody who gets extremely attached when it comes to sex. And it absolutely broke me to not be with a person that I had slept with in most cases. Because I believe that when you sleep with someone, part of your soul is connected to that person. I don't believe that sex is meant to be had casually. I don't believe that our hearts and our souls are made for that by any means. I don't know if it's because I've been talking about this a lot with my friends recently, but I've just felt really, really compelled to share my story. It's a little uncomfortable to talk about, but it just is what it is. And talking about sex, especially as Christians, should not be an uncomfortable thing because it's a desire that we all have as people.
So things I've learned on this journey while saving myself to marriage. Number one, sex ain't taking up so much of your time. Sex ain't draining you so much. We don't realize how much sex and the pursuit of sex takes away so much time and energy. So much time and energy that could be spent growing with God. And that's what it does for me on this journey. I'm able to make more time for God. I'm able to make God the foundation of every aspect of my life. I'm able to walk in his ways more because I'm not constantly doing something to defile my body and separate myself from him. So it's just been beautiful and been amazing, which leads me to my next point. I'm able to focus on being a better everything. A brother, father. I ain't got no kids, but it preps you. A better brother, a better father, a better friend, a better husband. I ain't married yet, but it preps you. I'm able to excel in my career. I'm able to learn different skills. I'm able to get better gains in the gym. I become smarter, more wiser. All because I made the conscious decision to stop having sex, to stop touching myself, and to wait until God says yes. You see what I'm saying? By his grace, all this is possible. But all it took was a conscious yes to God. Yes, God, I give it to you. You see what I'm saying? Number three, temptations. Temptations. As a man on this journey, you wait until marriage. You are one out of a million. You highlighted in the spirit. Women see that. Women gonna want you. Oh man. Let me break this down. You're going to be a target, bro. I'm going to just put it to you that way. It's so many ways, it's so many angles I can go with this, but you got to make sure you really stand on your pivot. You got to make sure you standing on your square and you standing on your principles and morals and always remembering your why, because the second that stuff start getting to your head, the second you start moving sloppy, it's going to be the same second you get drained. The same second you going to get veered off your path. But multiple women are they're going to come after you because you're doing something one out of a million guys don't do. Most guys ain't waiting to marry. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you keeping your lust in check and you keeping, humble spirit with you, not priding yourself on the attention that you get. Because if you do, you gonna fall. You gonna fall, man, and it ain't worth it. Number 4, man, you're able to have better community with people. So what I mean by that, whenever you step out of this matrix, you start to step away from sex, right? You start to withhold your seed. You start to wait to marriage and become the man God intends you to be. You don't really realize how perverted the conversations you have with the people that you are around until you unplug from that stuff. So about 2 years ago, if I'm with my boys, we talking about sports, women, and food. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this stuff is leading anywhere, but most of this stuff is perverted. So now it's allowing me to be around people that's on that journey. We're able to grow with one another, have community with one another, and help each other and steer each other in the right direction. You see what I'm saying? Each one, reach one, teach one. You can be a seed planted in somebody's life and help them to grow. But you won't never know that if you don't never step into your God-given purpose. If you're not walking in the ways that the Lord wants you to walk in. So it's just been a blessing to be able to have brothers to talk to minister with, to fellowship with. And we all just, continue to light that fire for one another. Help each other up. You know what I'm saying? When a man down, you don't kick dirt in his face. You know what I'm saying? You pick that man up. So it's been allowing me to really step into my calling more and be around my brothers more and just be a better help, just be a better service, and a better servant, for the Lord, because it's important, man. It's important.
So yeah, people can laugh, call it outdated, whatever, but saving yourself for marriage might actually be one of the smartest, most self-respecting choices you can make. Anyway, that's the rant for today. Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.